Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, dear friends. I am Carol Correa, and we are delighted to be here in this current of positivity for the good together for another Divine Loss program. This is a time reserved for us to nourish our souls with the truths that we shall carry forward for immortality. We know that these laws that we are studying are written in our conscience, but we are very, very grateful to God, to Master Jesus, and to Kardec for allowing these laws to have been gathered and compiled in such a way so that we are now invited to believe because we know, utilizing reasoned faith. So we thank you, beloved friends, for joining us tonight. And the focus of our study tonight will be on question 936 of the Spirit's Book. We will now read the question followed by the answer, then bring a couple of highlights, propose a therapeutic exercise, and end these moments of study with thoughts of gratitude to God always. Let us then begin, beloved friends. In question 936, Kardec asks, how does the inconsolable sorrow of those who remain on earth affect the spirits who are its object? We know, beloved friends, that no one truly dies, that what perishes is only the physical vest, which is sacred, but which is alone from divine providence. When it is time for us to return this loan, we, our true selves, remain. Our loved ones feel what we feel still, right, Slavic? Thank you for joining us, dear friends, and thank you from all of our hearts to everyone who is connected here for the good. So, can our loved ones feel what we feel? Absolutely. Because through Spiritism we learn, dear friends, that love never dies. We have the habit of saying socially to one another that we are sorry for your loss. But through the Spiritist science, we learn that there is no such thing as a loss. There is, in fact, a temporary physical separation, but there isn't even a real separation between ourselves and those who depart, because once they are free from their physical bodies, they are better able to connect to us through thoughts more easily than before. Let us then learn more about this reality from the answer of the mentor spirits. They respond to Kardec and to all of us as follows. A spirit is sensitive to the memory and grief of those it has loved, but persistent and unreasonable sorrow affects it grievously because it sees in such an excess a lack of faith in the future and trust in God, and consequently an obstacle to progress and perhaps to their reunion in the spirit world. So, dear friends, we see God's wisdom in everything, including in the moment of physical death. We learn through the Spiritist understanding of life eternal, that only our physical vests perish, and that our departed ones that we love do feel what we emit towards them. If we watch the movie, for instance, Our Home, Nosso Lar, Astro City, which is available on Amazon Prime, we shall see in the movie that, according to the spirit doctor Andre Lewis, when a prayer is said here on the physical realm, our beloved ones are able to watch us praying as if our prayers were projected onto a screen before them. So, if we would like to seek consolation when we are faced with temporary separation, we shall seek it in the refuge of prayer, not in a prayer of desperation or rebelliousness against the will of God, but rather in a prayer of love and appreciation for God's protection, God's design, and the presence of that loved one in our lives beyond the current time. So, how shall we resign ourselves? How can we practice resignation before the physical death of our loved ones? This is our therapeutic exercise for today. According to the spirit Humberto de Campos and Joana de Angelis, we shall think of this moment of temporary physical separation every day, so that we train ourselves to this inevitable reality, both in regards to ourselves and in regards to those whom we love. Second, we can practice, dear friends, looking at our beloved ones not as ours per se, but as our brother and sister before God. So, when we look at quote unquote our father or mother or our partner or our children, instead of calling them ours, we can say to ourselves, we thank God for the fact that this spirit is currently acting as our father or acting as our mother or is in the position of our children. But we know that this position is temporary, that this configuration belongs only to this lifetime, beloved friends. So we shall look at our beloved ones, saying to ourselves, thank you, God, for this brother and sister that you have placed in our lives. Please help us to see them as spirits who will return to your home according to your designs. So, if we practice number one, dear friends, thinking of the moment of transition as a graduation, as a new phase, both for us and our beloved ones, we shall be better resigned, more accepting of this reality. Second, we can practice looking at our loved ones as our brothers and sisters in God, temporarily acting in this or that passing position. And third, we can remind ourselves of an unchangeable truth, a permanent truth in our lives, which is the fact that love is truly everlasting. Even if someone today is in the position of our father or mother or children or partners or colleagues, if we truly have learned to love them, they shall remain in our lives forever. Yes, how do we know? Because if today they are in this particular position, tomorrow in a new lifetime, in a new constellation, in a new configuration, they will return in a new position, but they themselves will be the same, meaning we will recognize them in terms of the sentiments of affinity and understanding and love that we already carry. So, love, dear friends, will carry over from one lifetime to another, and we will identify each other in terms of habits, affinity that we already share. So no longer do you and I, beloved friends, need to be afraid of death. No longer do we have to say that we are sorry for one another's loss, because Spiritism unveils the unknown and shows to us that no one is lost. We highly recommend that those of us who are here and who would like to do so watch the movie Astro City, or Our Home, based upon the book Nosso Lar by Andre Lewis. Like we said before, the movie is available on Amazon Prime, and we can see this reality beautifully portrayed there for us. It is the reality that you and I, beloved friends, have already experienced, because this is not our first lifetime. We ourselves have discarnated and incarnated many times, right, Bahur? Yes, Spiritism brings us the light of recent faith and discernment, and it is helping all of us evolve. You are right. Thank you, dear friend. And now we are so blessed because we even have movies that we can watch that bring this reality even closer to our hearts. We have the movie Nosso Lar, Astro City, the movie Life Goes On, and Life Goes On, also based on one of Andre Lewis's books. And we have the movie Mothers of Chico Xavier, where we see beautiful accounts of the Brazilian medium Chico Xavier bringing authentic letters of children who transitioned over to the real side of life, consoling their mothers, telling their mothers that life never ends. What a beautiful certainty, dear friends. So let us end these moments telling to ourselves, we trust that God's love will remain in our lives and will allow us to stay connected to everyone in our hearts forever. We trust in God's love, and we trust that God's very love shall allow us to remain connected to those already in our hearts forever. What a consoling truth! Let us practice them, then preparing for our graduation moment and the graduation of those whom we love, knowing that no one is ever lost. Thank you, dear friends, for joining us tonight and for allowing for us to multiply the good together and nourish our souls together. We wish you, dear friends, many beautiful blessings, and we hope to see you again next time. Hi, dear Rihanna. So wonderful to see you. Big kiss to you, to your whole family, Felicia and Zeli. Thank you for the beautiful work that you do here on Kardec Radio and beyond. Big hug to you, Slavic, thank you for your presence, dear friends. Big hug to you. Bahur, thank you for your presence. Thank you for being here, forming this current of the good and multiplying the good together. Many blessings, dear friends, and we look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now.